All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Investing Your Future. I'm your host, Coach Kenny, here trying to help give back. Another episode, part three of the money game. This episode is going to be really good for people who want to know how to become a money player. So we're going to talk about the money players of the money game. But first, before I even get to that, please, if you have a comment, if you have somebody that you want to bring on the episode, let me know. Send me the DM or send it in the chat. Also, if you have questions about the money game that we're trying to help you, click the link before, sign up with the link and be able to get a one-on-one coaching call with Coach Kenny if you want some of that one-on-one consulting to work on your money game. But listen, so the first part we talked about how the money game is actually a game that people play. They don't even know that they participate in, but they're already in the game. Part two, we talked about the rules of the money game and how people are not playing the game the right way or not being able to know the rules. So now hopefully they could use those rules to improve their money game. And now part three, remember, it's a six-part series about money. Now I'm start bringing on guests like that will help you guys also improve your in business or financial credit. But so the biggest thing is understanding who the money players are. The It's hard to really tell people, hey, listen, don't be afraid to go make money. Like, don't be afraid to go make tons of money. I've had this issue. I know friends who've had issues. It's kind of in between called the imposter syndrome and just not having self-confidence, just having self-doubt. I've dealt with self-doubt. I still deal with self-doubt, but don't be afraid to go after making a lot of money. Listen, so you have to understand who are the money players. Who are the money players in this game that we play of money? All right. And the money players, you just have to figure out, okay, the money players are the people who have the most money. It's that simple. It's a game of points, and the points are the money. The more money you have, the higher you win in the game. It's that simple. So those are the highest people that you want to emulate or study. All right. You don't want to emulate somebody who's making small amounts of money. You want to emulate somebody who's making a lot of money because it gives you a greater chance of making a lot of money for yourself or for your family or for your business. All right. So only emulate the highest players possible, and specifically any field you want. You want to be a basketball player? Don't emulate the guy down the street. Emulate the best players. You want to make money? Emulate the best players in terms of making money. They have the highest points. So now we have to figure out who are the wealthiest people in the world, because those are the people who are the money players in the game. They're currently winning. They're winning. So once you follow winners, all right. So if you look at the wealthiest people in the world, it's just look at the Forbes. So if you look at the people in the Forbes, these are all usually private equity, all right, private equity firms. Private equity firms buy businesses, either turn them down and get all the equity out of it, or they buy the business, fix it up, and sell it again for a higher amount. And I'm going to give you guys some examples. So if you look at the Forbes, those are people playing the highest level in terms of business, but also some of the wealthiest people in the world. We're going to talk about the money players. So who are the wealthiest people in the world? Private equity firms. Every private equity firm is a multi-million or billion-dollar industry or owner who owns it. Finance. So finance are the people who play with the money. The people in Wall Street investors, or investment bankers, or traders. These are people that play with money every single day and trade it, and forex, all these things. These are finance people that play with the money and get their margins. All right. And then if you're looking at wealthy money players, you also have to look at business owners. Usually the wealthiest population in any country, in any economy, is usually 90% of the time is business owners, because they do something to provide value to the economy. So these are the wealthiest people also. So next would be franchise owners. These are the money players who usually have a lot of money. The franchise owners who are really pretty much buying businesses in a box. All right. Then you look at the wealthiest people in terms of tech entrepreneurs. Then you're looking at investors, people who invest in other companies. Then you're looking at real estate investors. These people are buying properties, whether it's single family, multifamily, commercial, residential, industrial, doing whatever they need to do, either buy and hold or fix and flip or fix and hold. All these things are available to them. Developers, people who buy a piece of land and develop. Athletes, athletes, the top people also playing the money game because some of the wealthiest people in the world. Singers, actors, these are big money players also. Singers and actors are big money players. And then obviously you have rulers, kings, monarchs, presidents, diplomats. These people have a lot of power and they can influence a lot of business, and they can also get a lot of money from that. So if you look at all these big money players, and I'm going to give you some examples. Like there's a gentleman named Robert F. Smith. If you guys don't know who he is, look him up. Robert F. Smith. He owns a firm, a private equity firm. He just teamed up with Blackstone, another private equity firm, and they just bought Smart Sheets. Smart Sheets is a company that works with businesses to help them document their processes. You look it up. You have to give you this as information. Him and that firm, Robert F. Smith and that firm, came together to buy Smart Sheets. They paid $8.6 billion in cash. They paid $8.6 billion in cash. So if you think there's not enough money out there, just think about that. And they have plenty more of cash to do whatever they want. So understand, don't be afraid to go get big money. Okay, don't be afraid. That's one thing that I'm trying to get over, and everyone should get over also. All right. So now, how do you become one of these money players? And by the way, guys, leave your comments below. Leave your comments below in terms of how you're trying to become a money player yourself. But how do you become one of these money players? Well, it's not easy, but it's doable. Like Jim Rohn says, it's easy, but it's not easy to do. It's easy to know, but it's not easy to do and implement every single day. But this is what it takes to become a money player in the money game. All right. You have to, number one, if you look at anybody who's making a lot of money, they learn the money game. They are mastering the money game. They are constantly learning about the money game. So you have to learn about the money game. If you want to become a big money player, you have to learn about the money game. You have to learn about what is money. What is fractional banking? What's credit? What's debt? What's insurance? Taxes? All these things we talked about in the first episode. You have to learn these things. You have to pretty much master them, because these are all the things that are going to help you improve your money making skills, your money saving skills, your money investing skills. These things right here. So if you focus on these things and you actually implement time and effort to learn them and implement them in your life, you'll see a difference in terms of how you produce money and how you keep money and how you invest money. All right. So you have to learn the money game. That's number one. Number two, you have to find value. You have to find value. All of money is made through value. All right. All money is made through value. So if you are valuable, you will be paid a certain amount in terms of what value you bring. If you are not valuable, you will not make any money. It's that simple. So you have to understand value, find value. You have to find value. Okay, that's your number one job. As a person who wants to become a money player, you have to find value. All these people I mentioned, the private equity firms, the investors, the real estate developers, the franchise people, the tech entrepreneurs, the athletes, that they provide some kind of value. It could be entertainment value. It can be money making value. It could be serving food value. They're providing some kind of value to the economy, and that's how they're able to make a lot of money. The more value you provide the economy, the more money the economy pays you. All right. So you have to find value, and then once you find value, you have to be able to extract value. You have to extract value. What does that mean? Extracting value means you have to be able to come up with a system or process to be able to extract the value and get the money from that specific where you found. So if it's real estate, okay, you find the property. The property is the one that has the value. You have to be able to extract the value from the property. All right, that's one. The third part. So first, learn the money game. Second, find value. Third part, extract value. All these people know how to extract value from wherever they're getting paid from. And so, fourth thing would be being able to reinvest. It's easy enough to extract value one time, but the people that make money for a long period of time know how to continuously reinvest to extract more value. So if you bought one property the first time, next time you're going to buy two properties. Next time you're going to buy four properties. Because you're reinvesting. All right, reinvesting to get more value. That's the fourth part. Fifth part is ROI, return on investment. I'm going to put together a little small course on ROI because a lot of people don't understand the true value of ROI. It's one of the most important measures and KPIs you can use to invest as you invest. ROI, you want it to be about 25%. 25% gives you the best chance to make a lot of value. All right. Any company, any business, they want their margins to be around 20, 25%. They might not be that high, but that's what they're aiming for because that's when you can extract the most value from whatever you're doing. All right. Sixth thing is long term. Long term. These money players, all these people that we mentioned, all these industries, they're long term. They're 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 years, 100 years. Some of these businesses have been around, insurance companies have been around for a couple hundred years. So they know how to think long term. I did a video, another conference also, and I mentioned this also earlier, but every business in Japan that gets started, their plan is for their business to be around for 100 plus years. Every business, if they're smart, and that's what most of them do, they plan for 100 years. So if your business is not going to be around for 100 plus years, don't think about it. You want to think about long term. All right, long term, long term. That's how you become a big money player. um, Warren Buffett didn't become a billionaire until his 50s, but he thought long term and he knew he was going to get there. The last part is setting generational wealth. A lot of businesses and a lot of people who have big money, some of them got it from their families, but most of them are going to leave a significant amount of money to the next generation. That's going to help the next generation be able to become bigger money players. All right. So understand that's the last part is setting up generational wealth and being able to pass it on through trusts, through wills, through estate planning, proper estate planning. And I'll bring on estate attorney, estate planning attorney who can be able to help you guys do that and at least think about it. I read a stat, I think anywhere from like, I think 80% of the people in the United States don't have a will, which is absolutely sad. You need to get a will. So this is setting up generational wealth. If you're thinking like a big money player, you're always thinking about the next generation because you should have enough money for yourself. You should always have enough money for yourself. Next part is the next generation. So that's the part. So that's how you become a money player in the games that we're playing, which is getting the biggest check possible. All right, getting the biggest bag possible. You become one of the top 10, top 1% in your area, in your group, in your county, in your city, in your state. That's the game you're playing, and then it becomes your country, and then worldwide. It's a game. There's levels. All right. So the whole point is to level yourself up and become a money player. Don't be used by the system. Become a money player. Become part of the game. Understand how you do it. So let me just finish through. Let me just go through real quick again. So to become a big money player, you need to be able to learn the game of money, learn the money game, find value, extract value, have the ability to reinvest, have an ROI goal of 25%, think long term, 10 plus years, and then set yourself up for next generation to be able to enhance the leverage. Because if you're able to make, let's say, an example, $10 million, $100 million, you take that and you're able to pass on the next generation, and they're smart enough, you teach them the game, they're able to take that and turn it into 500 to a billion, whatever, and the next generation, same thing. That's how you set yourself up. So understand that these are industries that you should look at if you want to make big money. Industries, private equity firms, finance, become a business owner. I'm a business owner myself. Franchises are not a bad idea, but I'm not a big fan of the fees. Tech entrepreneur, if you can invent something, invent something. If you can become an investor in other people's company, you have the money, do that. It takes less effort, less leverage. I mean, more leverage for you. Real estate investing, always I suggest people get in the real estate game because obviously it's one of the best games to play in terms of becoming a money player. Developing, being able to build from scratch, becoming an inventor, you can invent something. An athlete, obviously, which is very, very low percentages. These are very, very low chances of making it. A singer, actor, and then obviously becoming a president or something like that. So those things you could chase and be able to find the best chance of where you can make the biggest money. And that's what I suggest you go for. So that's how you become a big money player. All right. All right, guys. So listen, thank you guys for joining me for another episode. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'm going to leave the link below. If you want to get that one-on-one coaching with Coach Kenny, we can definitely help you get your money game right. And guys, next Sunday will be on the part 4 4 of the money game that we're teaching. All right, don't miss it. We'll be here same time, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. to get your week started off well. All right, guys. If you have any other questions, any other comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'll see you at the top.